Hi, I'm back with my DIY composition notebook planner. I want to say hi to all my new subscribers. Welcome and thank you so much for subscribing. There have been some questions about the details of my planner, so I want to give you a closer look at some of the most valuable spreads in my planner. If there was only one thing I could use in my journal, it would be my monthly spread. So let me go to the spread for this month. This is the spread for July and August actually. I am keeping my spreads for 5 weeks since I can fit 5 weeks on my flip out month. I'm gonna just kind of keep with that for now. So my planner could potentially consist of just monthly spreads. If I didn't have a lot of things that I had to do on a day-to-day basis, like schedules that I really needed to keep track of, and things of that sort, if I just had a list of things that I needed to accomplish in the month, I think I would be able to get away with just a monthly spread. My life right now isn't like that, right? With the homeschooling that we have and the different events that we go to, it's not necessarily so relaxed where I could just get by with the monthly spread, but some of you out there might be able to do that. So the great thing about having a monthly spread is that you really can see a lot of what it is that you need to do in a month and get a lot accomplished. I put all of the tasks that I want to accomplish on this page. Now, when I write down my tasks, I don't necessarily feel like I have to accomplish each and every single thing on this page. So that is why I've started using the Eisenhower matrix on my monthly spread. Now let me zoom in so I can show you. As you can see, I've written urgency here, and the urgency increases as you go from right to left. So these are my most urgent tasks, and here I have written importance, and importance increases from bottom to top. So in this quadrant right here is the things that I really want to accomplish the most. And these are things that I've been pushing off over and over again, that I guess they're not really high priority, so to speak, because they're not necessarily getting done. But because I've been pushing them off so much, I really want to get it done and just accomplish it. Sometimes when you're homeschooling, you don't have, you have deadlines, but you don't necessarily need to do every single little thing that you might want to do. So for me personally, I really have to push myself to, maybe get my daughter to go volunteer, or to figure out what her PSAT scores are when, maybe the school or the testing service misplaces them, which is what happens. So like, even though it's not like nobody's necessarily pushing me to get these things done, I have to push myself to get these things done. So I have to provide myself with my own deadlines, otherwise I won't get anything done. So that's why these things are here. Even though I don't necessarily need to do them right away, I want to do them right away, and I want to get them done before school starts again, and I have a whole nother list of things that I'm putting off. So hopefully by the end of this month, I'll have this section of things accomplished. So I'll just zoom back out. I'll have this quadrant of to-dos completed. Now, there are sometimes things that I want to do that aren't that don't have a deadline, but they're just things I like to do. So for instance, this month I want to paint my daughter's nightstand. So I'll zoom into these lower priority tasks that are down here. one of the things I would like to do is to paint her nightstand, or write a list of all the prices for curriculum, the books that my daughters have. I want to write a list with how much those books cost retail, so I can see if I'm really getting a deal if I buy them off of eBay or at a book sale or whatnot. So I want to get things like that done. So these tasks right here aren't necessarily tasks that I would dismiss, but they're tasks that aren't as important. Like, it would be more important for me to accomplish the tasks in this quadrant first. But, you know, if there's one day where I'm just kind of sitting around and I don't feel like doing any of these tasks, but I do feel like, you know, going outside and painting my daughter's nightstand, I feel like it's good to have these things down on a list, like all the possible things that I can potentially accomplish in this month. I like to have down here, so that, you know, when I have time and I don't really know what to do, I can look at this and be like, oh yeah, I can do this. I really should be doing these tasks right now, but I don't feel like doing any of these tasks, so let me do this. And I can still feel accomplished and like I'm making some headway with the list that I have in this book, and not feel guilty about not spending time doing something else, if that makes sense. So I like using it that way. So again, these are my most important and most urgent tasks. Over here I have my important but not urgent tasks. So when I say urgent, I mean that there's some kind of deadline. So these tasks don't have necessarily a deadline, but they're important to me. And actually, I'm looking at this, and this, I actually do have a deadline for myself for this task, so I should move it over here. But basically, these tasks they don't have necessarily a deadline, but they're things that are important to me and that I want to accomplish. And then down here, if you can see, just fold this over a little. These are some urgent tasks that should be done this month, but they aren't really that important. Like, I'd like to make some root beer and another recipe that I've been meaning to do for a long time. I'd like to replace the air conditioner. Things that, you know, they kind of have a little bit of urgency because, you know, it's getting hot and, you know, there's somewhat of a need for them, but it's not really that important to me to get it done. But there's a little bit of urgency. There's a bit of a deadline with these things. And again, these things are not important and not urgent, but things that I might still want to do. You know, have my daughter sew a pillowcase and mend her blanket. Like, I really want her to, you know, do those things, but right now it's not that important or urgent to get those things done. So I really like using this system because I'm able to really just be able to have everything in front of me that I need. And again, with my flip out calendar, if you haven't seen that before, I just flip it out this way, excuse me, when I'm using it throughout the week. But when I'm looking at my monthly spread, I just need to look at it this way. I can just flip it back in and look at it so that I can see the tasks that I need to accomplish that month along with the appointments that I'm going to. So to give you a closer look at the month, you can see here, you know, I have a graduation party to go to, actually a couple in the next few days, and there's, you know, a few meetings that I have the following week, a few doctor's appointments that I have later on this month. and I just fill in that upper right hand corner of the date whenever there's something that I need to do or something I need to be at for those days. So that is helpful when I'm looking back at this throughout the week. Now, if I was just using this as my only planning mechanism, I would just have all of my tasks here, and I wouldn't necessarily need to write them down here unless I was planning on a loose page here and I wanted to take a look at my month at the same time. If I was just writing notes about maybe one of the doctor's appointments that I had, and I wanted to take a look at my calendar to see when I can schedule another appointment, I can just flip this out and look at that. So basically, all you need is your list of things to do for the month and a calendar for you to see where you need to be, where you need to go, what you might need to buy, purchase, or do for certain appointments or parties or retreats that you have to go to. For instance, I have a retreat here. I might need to make a dish, make a dish for a potluck, or make a card for the graduation parties, or buy a gift for the birthday parties. When you have all this stuff in front of you, days in advance, you can look and see, okay, I have this to go to, so let me go ahead and prepare for that. So I like having the month available for me the same way that in general with bullet journaling, you have your monthly spread. This is just a different take on a monthly spread. You have your calendar with all of your appointments and things to go to. And I think that's very valuable, and you could kind of just get by with just those monthly spreads if things weren't very, very busy. So again, here I write down my most important tasks that are from over here. I write them down again on my calendar view so that when I'm using this throughout the weeks and days, I could still see all of these most important tasks. I definitely write these again over here. I don't necessarily write all of these other tasks again here. So, and sometimes I add a few other things that I might want to get done. Like I still have one more little bullet here. I might want to add something. And if there's even more things to do, I might add it along the border here, the margin, I guess. I would write more things down if I needed to. If there was something really important that I needed to do, I could write it down here so I could constantly have that in view. So that's a closer look at my monthly view. I'll take you in a little closer to this page as well so you can see that, I've written, I need to track my daughter's grades. I need to have her find some kind of volunteer opportunity somewhere. We need to write down all the books that she's read, like have that all in one place. So I basically have all those things here. I have down that I want to finish purging my clothes. I'm currently doing the KonMari method of organizing your home, and I'm on clothes right now, and I really want to finish that up. And now that we're done with school, we're very close to finishing that, and hopefully we'll be on to the next category, which is book purging. In about a week or two, we should be ready to do that. So there's some books that I want to read this month. There's actually a retreat that some of us homeschool moms put together, and there's a book that was written by one of the ladies heading up the retreat that I want to finish before I get to the retreat. So I have a little over a week to to finish reading this book. So, you know, I really want to make an effort to do that this month. And that's one of the things that I wrote in important but not urgent over here, but I really should have put that in important and urgent, because that you know, there is a little bit of a deadline there. I mean, I don't have to finish the book, but you know, given the fact that I may only see this particular woman once this year, you know, I think it would be a good idea for me to finish reading her book in case there's any questions I have about that book. You know, I'd have access, you know, I'd have her available to me to ask her any questions. So that's one of those things. You know, I kind of set my own deadlines. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool my kids. We pretty much make our own schedule. We set our own deadlines. But with that, you know, is a danger of just kind of procrastinating on things. And that's why I find it so important to have a very detailed and clear method of organizing the things that need to be accomplished, and actually set some deadlines. Not to stress myself out or anything like that, but to be more efficient and effective with the time that I have and the things that I'm doing with that time. So I know one day my husband made a comment about, you know, it's not really making a to-do list, it's more making a to-don't list, you know. So in that sense, you want to know what you shouldn't be doing with your time as well as what you should be doing with your time, if that makes sense. So I think this Eisenhower matrix really helps me with that, to see, okay, maybe I should get some of these tasks done before I start fiddling around with these tasks. But if I really am not in the right mood or in the right setting to do some of these other things, it's okay to do some of these things, but and still feel like I'm getting something done. So I hope you guys find that helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions. I will be having some more videos like this coming in the near future. If there was anything you saw in any of my videos earlier that you really would like me to do a more detailed video on, please let me know and I will make sure to get that out. And stay tuned for an update on our KonMari clothing purge that we're doing in the house. We're nearly done with that, and I'm feeling the benefits of just having less things in the house, even though I still have a lot of things. I still have plenty of things, but I like being able to have less and being able to do a lot more with less. I really like that concept of, I guess, kind of minimalism. I wouldn't consider myself a complete minimalist, but I am having fun with just kind of organizing my house with her methods. So stay tuned for a video on that coming up soon. And soon after that, I will have a video up on how I track how often I push my monthly tasks and my weekly tasks. I have a little list in the back of my planner that goes over that. So stay tuned for that video on an up-close look at how I track my pushed tasks. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!